どうもハギーです。ビヨンドリーチ続きをプレイしていきましょう。騎士に叙勲されたんですけど、最初の仕事は国の人々の手伝いをしろっていうことであちゃこちゃ走り回されてるんですけど、そのうちの一つの沼地が終わったとこですね。あと2点あるんでそちらに向かうところからです。それでは行ってみましょう。2箇所目がディープクラグ渓谷の居留地だったかな、中流地だったかな。この上
Trust me, I'm focused.
あいつか。
Citizen?
再建がようやく順調に進み出したようだな。何か手伝えることはないか。
Funny you should say that, though I wish the sentiment behind my plea shared that levity. Do you remember the woman we rescued here?
ああ、
The one
いた
forced
ね。
upon by the orcs.
覚えているさ。何もそんな態度を取らなくてもいいだろう。
Sometimes the invocation of the unpleasant is the best way to force engagement with a topic.
すぐに足が遠のくかもしれないぞ。
Yet the one before me isn't so squeamish, if your feats across this land are any indication.
名前もないモブ野郎やのにこっちを試してきやがる。何があった？
Well, the woman, Denise, has vanished, leaving little trace for where she went. She was being tended to by the field nurse, but must have slipped out during the night.
どこに向かったか手がかりはあるか？
My first suspicion is that of her unborn child. She repressed the trauma from her capture, but I could see the despair simmering beneath her strained smile. The nurse told me of Denise's fascination with this local myth, a witch who was known to perform dark rituals and the like. So my fear is that Denise has fled into the wilds in search of that witch, probably in an attempt to deprive herself of that child. Such actions betray a shattered mind.
彼女を探してみることにする。
The Imperials are supposed to protect, govern their subjects and see them suffer no harm as long as they obeyed. Yet our stay here has put that pledge to the fire. If we can have one small victory, to do one thing right, it would be this. I wish I could send my own, but we've scant bodies to spare. Good luck, for what it's worth, and bring her back alive.
こっちもあるねんな。エバーモアのケゴルから中流地、詰所各地の報告書を受け取りに派遣されてきた。あ、こっちがあれか。メインの続きか。状況を文書に記録しているか？
I'm an Imperial. Do you really need to ask if I've kept up with my end of bureaucracy? Here you go, with the caveat of added paperwork being sent over in the coming days, so we may be seeing more of each other.
こっちはあっさりやな。この魔女にどう対応すべきだろう。
Having spent many days with nary a peep in the Reach, I've divulged in some research to best prepare against the more dangerous folk in this realm. Of prominence are the witches, who are known to steer the witchmen to greater ends, creating archaic military structures which see themselves as lieutenants, with their hag-raven superiors becoming something akin to generals, whether through birthright or practical utility.
続けてくれ。
Given such responsibility, these witches are commonly trained in arts that can command authority. Mostly, these are the offensive magics they employ, which mostly take the form of the ice sorcery you may have seen, to other more sinister invocations that smack of ancient arts.
それは特定の魔女個人ということか。
Her name is Zanalata, supposedly. She seldom travels from her lair and is known to make trespassers vanish if they stray too close. However, some are granted the privilege of her presence. For whatever reason, we're not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if such fortunate agents are being weaved into a grander plot by the witch. If there's ever a person you shouldn't trust, it's a witch. Just be careful within her domain. Don't make the mistake of so many others in underestimating her. Enticing words and promises of power have many fall to her schemes.
心配無用だ。なすべきことを見失いはしない。
We don't want to see your
これも
shriveled
クエス
head
ト
added
始
to
ま
her
りそうな
savage
感じやな
gallery.
と思ったけど始まらないな。
Go with grace.
どっかにいんのかな。まあとりあえず、あ、でもこれがちゃうか。これほんならやってみようか。デニーズさんを探す。こっちやな。この上っぽいな。なんか光ってる。なんだあれは。おお、これさっきの噂の魔女じゃん。顔顔すごいしかめっ面になっとった。デニーズ、私だ。中領地で会ったことがあるだろう。みんなあなたのことを心配している。
Oh no.
あ、顔が見えない
Please
ぞ。
go. Don't bring up that memory. I can't go back. It makes me sick what happened there. I need to get rid
あ、
of
もう
the
予想
spawn
通り
in
なんや
me.
な。みんな君の力になりたいんだ。しかも私も起きてしまったことについてすまなく思っている。
If you really want to help, then you can do that by helping the witch. She's the one who will bereave me of this omen that was thrust upon me.
ほう。ここまで旅をするだけでも大事になったかもしれないぞ。
More so than I am already. Death would be a welcome release. I came here with the notion of my demise at the back of my mind, and it was comforting. That either way, through her getting rid of my child, or me passing on, I would find peace. I just hope now, since I've made it this far, that it's the former.
そっか、中絶をしたがってるわけやな。
Farewell, knight.
で、魔女さんはなんや。おどうしようかな。先にちょっとこっち聞いてみようか。ウィッチマンの一党だったのか。
An age has passed since my time with those naive dreamers, letting the wind carry them along with nary a care. Such was their downfall. When our cousins, donned in red and black, had fallen from the mountains and cleaved their way through our peoples, shedding oceans of blood in their wake. Now the meat of our peoples have wrought an eight-legged ogre, that's molding them into the self-eating man-demons that plague the land.
マンスターの場に居合わせたのか。
I had made concert with the feathered women of yore, engaging in song, synchronized, to soothe the land, birthing efficient Eden out of a frozen waste. All the best efforts were laid to waste by men from stone walls. Civilization had come to bring us to heel, the hegemony that seeks to oust all competitors.
ならばなぜ新生ウィッチマンに身を投じなかった。
They have owned their methods in combating your kind. I have owned my own. Where they are bold and terrifying, I find the opposite to be more alluring, serving a more palatable meal. Subversion, through hope, love, and desire, can render the wealthiest a beggar, all through their own doing.
どんな呪文を使えるんだ。
Spells. The pretense of wonder drawn by parodies dressed in well-made cloth. I divulge in the dance that melts one world to another. Through these dances our bodies as flesh transposed with magic summoned from a raging stream of arcane noise, spilling forth from every orifice and every end of the form. You manifest desire and become a beacon of dreams, not only of your own, but those of 1,000 shrieking souls seeking your body as an outlet.
もったいぶらずに話したらどうだ。
Pragmatic are the civilized. If you want a change in destiny, bring me flesh. That will serve some utility to those who just want results, yes? The skin of those you wish to mimic, and I'll graft it onto your shape. A new identity will be birthed.
人の姿を物理的に変えられるのか。
Only the flesh. The mind is not of the same clay, so may find itself anchored to the past, despite best intentions. Though the body can open rooms of the mind where they were once locked, pleasure and pain being the first doors to loosen, alleviating or exaggerating the carnal, but your deeper self, how you move and how you react, your trauma and your pleasures from the past, these will stay.
肉体の姿を変えようと訪れた者が過去にいるのか。
I find humor in the desperation of the civilized to escape their fates. One would think such a privileged lifestyle should beg docility, content with your luxuries. Yet the deluge of souls who come for my services attest to a different world. Once such recent arrival was a demon of translucent red, smacked of all the despairs of your society. His every fiber rebelled against the rigid hierarchy of your world and sought escape, throwing vestiges of most regal flesh to my feet. I went to work, sewing and tearing where I needed. This man willed himself into a prince, and I had helped him on his path. Now the winds grow fierce, and the storm clouds gather. Monster will taste vengeance in its waning.
なぜデニーズに手を貸す？
I desire to be a mother. Animus that has willed me into helping this woman supplant a progeny unto me, so that I may be imputed with dynasty.
子を望まぬ母に同じ子を望む別の母というわけか。
Maybe you have not seen, but you're in a tale of mothers. Mothers are weaving stories in every stride you take. Who knows what they have laying down your strand. And with my own child, I will have another destiny to write from my own.
なんか今面白いことしてた。
Leave red the world in its spill.
デニーズをどうするつもりだ？
Death bell to soothe the pulse, learn root to sear the soul, and act too pleasant to deprive that poor child of the flesh, and have it be ethereal. With these, the seed can be carried from its mother's soil, without too much anguish for either.
これはゼナルタに味方もできるし、報告しに行くこともできるのか。どうして素材を自分で集めない？
To have the world for harvest would solve so much. Yet, drawing upon this arcane tapestry cannot make these miracles a reality. You have offered yourself in her aid, have you not? Well, this quest should save the ailing woman's mind. Go yonder and fulfill her desire.
どっちを選ぶかやな。
Great work at the
とりあえ
outpost.
ず一
We
遍
found an
オ
ally
プショ
in
ン
the
の
Empire.
士官に報告ってやつですね。こっち来てみたんやけど、デニーズは本当に魔女のところにいた。正気を取り戻してここに戻るにはあまりに堅くなだ。魔女が子を下ろすための錬金素材を調達する手はずになっている。
Sounds grisly and very dangerous. Does she really have all her faculties together, I wonder? What were these ingredients?
これは分岐ではないのかな。デスペルにエクトプラズムにイルンルートとのことだが。
Deathbell, wait. By Alessia's Majesty, that's a damn recipe for poison. One of the first things we learned to avoid on the field. This really shouldn't be your burden, but that hideous brew will certainly be the death of her, even with a whiff. I implore you, knight, bring her back.
おー、
Go with grace.
これはちょっときな臭くなってきましたね。とりあえず素材集めて持っていこうか。素材を持ってきたぞ。
And so the soon-to-be will never be. This child will be yanked from the mother's bosom. Better today than to leave a destitute and unloved
どう
tomorrow.
なるんやろ。
Poor soul, to not even have the love of your mother. Nature does weave the saddest tales, doesn't it? Enough time has been wasted in idle thought. Now comes the time for the visual result of our dilemma.
儀式を見
Surrender
届け
your
る。
self-denials, lay upon the cot, and wish for
Knight.
release.
Could you come closer?
That haunt you will cease to be.
あ、いつの間に。
I owe you my life, Knight. Forgive me for all that I've put you through.
How can few shepherd many? A blanket of illusion keeps the lamps warm at night. Life is simple, life is just. Shrink back to your whole child. Such godly matters aren't for you.
Gods, I feel sick.
Want, Desire, dream. Ambition unfold. We all pull towards our ideal, and may the souls be parted.
あ、
Let's get serious. Challenge accepted.
こうなるんやな。
And catch.
あ、なになに、他にもおる敵。あ、雲がおる。
So you had enough yet? Go on.
あ、落ちた。場所が悪い場所が。
You're burning up. Get him.
あ、あと。ああ。これ助けることできへんの？爆死したけど死体残ってるやんな。アクティベートできへんけど。ちょっと一旦報告に行ってみるか。悪い知らせだ。魔女は噂されている通りの存在だった。彼女にデニーズは命を奪われてしまった。
I really don't know why I got my hopes up. This rancid hole spells nothing but doom for all that have the misfortune to wander here. Was there no hint that the witch was conspiring to bereave her of life? Why were you so ready to trust someone who dabbles in dark magic?
デニーズの願いを叶えさせてやりたいという一心だった。
You saw how distraught she was. She was not in the state of mind to be making such
あれ
rash
かな、
choices.
儀式の途中で攻撃して止めてたらよかったのかな。
It was her choice. Who am I to rob someone of their agency? The product of all that hate has found a haven in the Reach. She wouldn't have gone to such desperate lengths if her child didn't carry that incredible stigma that hinders every orc.
それでも強引な行為の結果の死生児を育てたいとは思わなかったかもしれないぞ。
Yes, of course. Forgive me. It's too often that the bureaucracy warps what is a very simple and personal matter. I just had the hope that it could have turned out differently. She never deserved this, neither did you. This burden should have been mine to bear.
ああ、心底彼女の力になりたい。私もそう願っていた。
The Reach needs more people like you. Keep on with that altruistic streak and maybe others will follow suit. Vale.
おお、ちょっと止めれるかどうか試してみましょうか。
How can few shepherd
じゃあ
many?
この辺で
A
攻撃
blanket
して
of
みようか。
illusion keeps the lamps warm at night. Life is simple, life is just. Drink back to your whole child. Such godly matters aren't for you.
I feel sick. Vengeance will be mine.
Desire. Conditional.
これでどう？これでどうなん？これあかんっぽい。
Hope you have sweet dreams.
Speak with the witch, knight. She'll know what to do.
魔女死んだわ。どんな経緯でこの魔女の話を？
When we were young, my sisters and I used to play as witches, pretending to curse those who annoyed us, and having our first taste of fashion with the rugs. We made for a fearsome crew. Then, as each one of us began to bleed and became women, those days of play became the past. But did I ever stop thinking about witches? No, not for a second. They were the most enticing people I could think of.
一番辛い時でもそんな夢があれば前に進むことができるからな。
Something so alluring about their lifestyle. To have your own agency. To battle back the advances of men. You could forge your own destiny with spells that can shatter any chain or blade. Even thinking about that life gave me some small power, however fleeting.
魔女への憧れに何があったんだ？
The thought subsided when I was deep into marriage and adult life. Dreams normally tend to give way to silence. A daily grind until the grave. But since the sacking of Deep Crag, it rekindled my dreams of escape. And the witches were on the forefront of my mind. I scoured the tomes and spoke to all the Imperials I could find. I pieced together everything until I happened upon the whereabouts of her location from a single incident report.
あ、これで終わり？
May Mara watch over you.
これクリアしたことにはならんよな。なんかちょっと違うな。この時点で先にこいつと話すると。
Speak with the witch, knight. She'll know what to do.
あ、デニーズここから出よう。魔女は君に毒を盛るつもりだぞ。
What? How? She's been nothing but good to me since I got here. Why hasn't she killed me already?
魔女が執り行おうとしている儀式から身に違いない。赤子は欲しくないのかもしれないが、君自身が命を落とすことになるかもしれないぞ。
You're telling the truth, aren't you? I saw her using some death bell, and I sure know that's not something you want in your body. Well, if I can't get rid of it any other way, I may as well die, right? No, I can't. Please, knight. I just want to get rid of this child and live a normal life. I don't want to die. If I give birth to it, I know I'll lack the conviction to do anything after.
あ、でもこれでいけそう。じゃあこれで一旦戻ってみようか。彼女には白ディールに向かえばいいと伝えてきた。あそこだけなら子供と一緒に彼女も平和に暮らすことができるだろう。いや、後ろおるんやけどな。
I really wish you wouldn't make promises on my behalf, but thank you nonetheless. We'll see to it that she can make it out with us. As you may know, there are preparations to vacate the garrison. We're moving east to Skyrim. We don't have many accolades since our detachment came here, but the prevention of another small tragedy can help me sleep easier at night. Go
お
with
ー、
grace.
あ、報酬がちょっと多い。
Hello?
あ、まだ話あんねやな。面倒を見てくれる家族などはいないのか？
Yes, a very large one. My parents had a lot of girls, too many for my father. Must have burned through his heart knowing he never had a son. And he loathed every moment of our presence. He called it a curse, that his name would never continue.
なぜだ？
Girls don't continue family names, don't you know? We get the names of our husbands, tying us to another family, while abandoning our own.
両親とは連絡を取っていたのか？
Mother had fallen dreadfully ill upon her 12th child. Never saw it through. My sister came too early, and my mother's body couldn't bear it. My father regressed further into himself, lamenting the fact that his family's name was dead, and made sure to remind us that we were the cause. When he married us off, it was both the best thing I could think of, and the worst. Being outside, in new places, and forming new relationships, all things denied when I was with him. He had to make sure I was chaste before the wedding, lest I disappoint my suitor.
つまりよりを戻せるあてはないということか。
No. And with this child, gods, he'd rip it straight out of me and would make sure to bury me in some far-flung ditch somewhere, so I wouldn't ruin his name further. He hates the orcs
デニー
more
ズ
than
さん
any
ひどい人生
man.
やな。
Couldn't imagine telling him of my condition.
姉妹はいるんだろう。
We haven't spoken, nor have I had any intention to do so. Only 2 of them arrived at my wedding, and hurried themselves off when the ceremony was over. Staying only to smuggle ale from the festivities and to chug it all in whatever sty they were holding. We didn't get along much regardless. Most of my sisters were in the presence of whores, sleeping nights in the brothels instead of home. The most beautiful of us had married off into some family of some cousin of some noble. The most unfortunate of us was murdered by a wretch in those very whorehouses I sought never to find myself in.
結婚していたのか？夫には何が？この人の話
It
長
was
いな。
short-lived. my husband had been sent as a tailor for military camps around Evermore, finally staying our feet in Deep Crag. And you know how that story ended. Never knew marriage could be so loveless. Not even a flicker of passion between us, such as the fruit of a hastily cobbled arrangement for my father's coffers. I wish I were a better woman, and I could tell you I'm heartbroken knowing of my husband's death, but I just can't. The moments I did have with him had waned my dreams.
人を愛するのは強制されてするものじゃない。
To think of such misery until my death? I may as well have been dead already. A farce marriage. A hollow bond. Maybe all of this is retribution for my coldness towards him? This child is the weight I must carry for my sins.
かわいそうにな。
May Mara watch over you.
お達者で。というわけで2つ目終わりましたね。